All right. Got a lot of people texting me wanting the recording of this. So unfortunately, there's some classes that coincided with this, but I still think we're going to get some decent amount of people. So
Perfect. Are people joining on camera as well? Or is it just
yeah,
like the
they
offices?
should.
Okay,
They
wasn't
should.
sure.
These are the other offices. So they have it available for the other ones, but I'm sure there's people coming on, but I usually give it a five or so
Yeah,
minutes.
that sounds good. Perfect.
I feel like a Friday. It's so weird.
I know. I honestly did think it was Friday for a little bit, and then I
No,
realized,
I do feel like it's yes, because it's getting quiet because it's Easter and
yeah.
okay, this is really bothering me. There we go. I hope people aren't having trouble getting on the link because I know I did it first.
Hope I see more people joining.
I don't. I only see 4 people.
Oh yeah, you're right. I wonder if they have to be let in still.
There's no one in the waiting room so far.
Oh, cool.
I'm
Okay.
coming.
Hi.
Where is everybody?
I don't know. At the other
God,
class,
it's making me nervous. I
probably.
usually have a bunch of people on. I know people were going to that financial class, but I can't imagine nobody. This will be upsetting. I might have to read
We can always do a different day as well.
this. Yeah, this. Yeah, I do know there's some other classes that they wanted to come. They're all texting me to record it, but not everybody's in that class. So let's just give it 5-10 minutes. See. If we
Yeah,
have,
whatever you think. And if you want to just do it and record it, or if you want to
yeah,
reschedule,
not Jones on. So
I can do any day next week pretty much too.
let's just see. Well, I have to do my classes on the time and like the once a month time they give me.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's all right. Let's just see. 5-10 minutes can do a lot. Sometimes people.
Yeah, for sure. No worries at all. Is it warming up where you are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? Where are you?
I'm in North Carolina. So it's definitely getting warm. Summer soon. It's like 75 today.
Ugh, not 75 here. It's like 70 one day and then 20 the next. It's really, really
It was like that yesterday. It was in the 40s yesterday. I was like, what do I wear?
40s. That's warm for here.
Yeah.
It's just it's all over the place. And everybody's getting sick because of the extreme weather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the flu was really bad down here this year.
Yeah, there's a lot of allergies and stomach bugs. This is
Yep.
so weird. I just feel like something's off here, but I know the link's working and they usually have a really good turnout for classes. Oh man, I was just thinking it's probably spring break for some of these kids.
Oh yeah, it is spring break here. I don't know about where you guys are.
It's just I've realized it because an agent brought her granddaughter and she's off from school. But like, when you go out a month out, you don't think of these things. But all right, we got some people coming in. Hmm. Where's my agents? This is so weird. It's got to be the timing. I, I've never had not a good showing. Colleen, do you think it's the timing or do you think it's the topic?
Maybe it's the topic and they're unsure about it.
Really? I would think they'd like the personal branding.
I would think so, but maybe it's the topic.
Really?
But it's also coming up on a holiday weekend, so maybe people are just gearing up for that. Kids are off.
Yeah,
I know a lot of loan officers are out today, so maybe a lot of agents are.
yeah. Got a few people coming on. I'm gonna give it to at least 2:10, if that's okay with you, Danielle.
Yeah, I mean, you got me for the full hour.
Yeah. I just hate to reschedule for another month, and you can always record it, and then I'll send a lot of people. I had at least, I don't know, 10 people text me, please do the recording, send them the recorded link. So I do
Yeah.
think it's possibly timing too. There we go. Casey, Sandra, everybody, as you're joining in, we're gonna wait a good 5-10 minutes because some people were in some other classes. They're texting me, they're gonna be late. So if you can hear me, we're probably gonna wait till like at least 2:10 to start, just to make sure we got everybody on here. Casey was there a second ago. What happened to her? Anybody gonna join with their faces? Ed, Sandra,
Hello.
hi. Nobody's showing their faces. Right, there's Casey. Hi, Casey. There's Patrick. I knew Patrick was coming. All right, starting to get some people.
Perfect.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, sweetie. At least somebody's showing their face. Everybody's hiding today. Patrick, show your face.
Called out. Oh,
Sorry.
he's on a walk.
Sorry.
There you go, Patrick. What are you doing outside?
Well, I came to the office. I didn't realize it was on Zoom.
Well, I've only advertised it via Zoom only for like a month.
Yeah, I don't read too good, I guess.
So what are you gonna do?
So,
You can come sit with
I'm
me
sorry?
if you want. Like, you don't have to like be outside. Uh-oh. Are you gonna sit in the car?
He froze.
I froze.
What are you gonna do? Sit in the car? You can come in the office and sit in my office with me.
That's okay. I'll sit in the car. I don't want to.
All right, we're still waiting. A couple people came on late. We had some scheduling conflicts with other classes, and we just realized it's spring break and kids are off. So just trying to give a couple more people some time to get on. So bear with us a few more minutes. I forget how old your kids are, Patrick. Are they have spring break? You're on mute. Can you hear me, Patrick?
I can now, yeah.
There you are. Okay. All right. 2 more minutes and then we're starting. I'm giving it till 2:10.
Can you see the screen?
Yes. Everybody
Excellent.
see the screen? There's a chat. So if anybody can't see the screen or if you have any questions or something like that, just put it in the chat. All right, I think we're just gonna start, Danielle. If someone comes in late, they
Okay.
can catch up. Okay, so thanks for coming, you guys. Just gonna introduce you, Danielle. this is a course that we have with for our real estates. It's called Agent Market Academy. So it's nice topics that we have. Danielle was nice enough to teach it for us. So we're going to go through this, and I'm going to pop in whenever I feel, when I have some input. And then if there's any questions in the chat, just put it in the chat if you have a question. And then we're going to have a Q&A at the end if there's anything that you guys need. So I'm going to let Danielle, thank you for coming, Danielle, and taking the time to do this. And I'm going to let you take it away from here.
Perfect. Thank you so much for having me. I won't be able to see the chat, so just if you
I will
would
let you know.
that'd be great. But my name is Danielle. I have about 7 years of mortgage, I guess, marketing under my belt. So I'm excited to do this and kind of give you guys a different perspective for marketing for your businesses. So we're going to be talking about personal branding for real estate agents today. My number one goal is to share proven ideas, tips, and strategies to help you create a personal brand that creates connection, builds trust, and attracts your ideal clients. So we'll go ahead and get started. So quick agenda, we're going to talk about the 3 steps to personal branding, branding makeovers, storytelling with content, and how to get more online reviews. Personal branding, quick definition here, is the practice of people marketing themselves and their careers as brands. So why brand yourself? In this industry, homes don't sell homes, people do. Personal branding builds that essential trust. When clients have a ton of options of working with different people, your brand ensures that you're not just another name, but the name. It's not just about making a sale, it's about building that relationship and ensuring when someone thinks of realty, they think of you. The importance of branding goes beyond the business, it's about creating lasting relationships and loyalty. So we're going to dive into each one of these shortly. But first, we're just going to touch upon kind of logos for a second. So branding is more than a logo. And contrary to popular belief, brand storytelling is not about your company logo. It's about your customers and the value that you get when engaging with your product or service. The most powerful brand stories are the ones where the consumers are the stars. So think of your company as the supporting character. For real estate agents, branding is much more than a personal thing. It has less to do with your logo and what colors you make your business cards, and more with the brand perception. Clients associate you with your local market. So how many of you have ever gotten a client because they said, wow, did you see that logo? That's not often the case. It's more the story that you tell behind that brand. Logos can definitely enhance your overall brand perception and create like unity, but perception is reality. So let's try this one. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. So it's kind of similar with your branding. In today's world, the people looking us up online, they are forming perceptions based on how professional our online presence is. So what's the brand perception of you and your local market? Do you know? Today, we're going to take control on how you can shift and your brand to make it more about you. So there's 3 steps to living your personal brand. They are choosing your target market, creating professional image, and sharing relevant content. We're going to take a deeper dive into each one of these individually. So let's start with your target market. Many of us believe that our target audience is everyone, and this is not the case. Sure, a friend of a friend may know someone and you could get a referral that way, but we can't just target the world. You need to kind of hone in on who you're targeting. If you're serious about social media, then you should pay attention and choose your target audience with much thought and knowledge. So if you think about your target audience, think about the client base over the last year that you've had. Are they local? Are they from out of town? How old are they? Are they first-time home buyers, members of the military? Have they relocated with a particular corporation? And where did you meet them? Now think about whether there is a way to expand your current client base. Your target audience doesn't have to be one group, but your target audience should be customers of several groups.
So let me ask you a question. So are you saying that they should go back on their like last year's maybe of transactions. And then that way they can see really what is coming at them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because, and we're gonna get into this in a second, but based on that group that you've kind of assisted over the last year, you can shift your marketing to resonate more with those people, particularly if there's a ton of first-time home buyers in your area or people are moving because they are starting a new job with a specific corporation. You can kind of become the expert to that group of people. That'll help you to build more of a personal brand, and those people will resonate more with you. Does that answer your question?
Yep.
Perfect. So, if you create a profile on social media that is best suited to engage with your target audience, you're going to want to create content that is useful and keeps them coming back for more. You want to be there to answer questions. They know you're a real estate professional from your description, so just listen and provide them with great content and answers. It's helpful to get into your target client's mind and understand how you can solve their pain points. So, kind of think, what value do you bring to the table? What is the primary benefit you provide? Maybe you bring in-depth local knowledge in a particular neighborhood. You're a really good negotiator, you get top dollar for every sale, or you have a personal experience in a highly specialized niche area. So, do you love first-time home buyers, have an affinity for helping young people with real estate? Maybe you prefer the open or the empty nesters because you relate more to them. The key is to know who you're speaking to and design your messaging, your content around helping those specific groups of people. So, remember that the people that are tuned into their favorite radio station, um, they're looking for specific content and stuff from that resonates with them. Like a little example there. So here's an example of possible target markets for you to consider. You can do first-time home buyers, as I said, relocation, or veterans. And we'll dive into more examples as we go. So I know this, you guys are not near the beach, but if you specialize in lakefront properties, and that would be your niche, or equestrian properties, you can kind of focus your marketing around that group of people and the geographic farms. There are just a few examples to consider depending on what is in your area and what you're more of an expert in.
Well, there are lakefront here. There's a lot of
Lakefront, okay, yeah.
restaurants.
Some people, like down here, we have beachfront real estate agents, you know.
Right.
All right. So your value proposition, every realtor can show a house, but what does it do to take that house from a home for a potential buyer? So you kind of need to shift your idea of thinking, where do you provide unique value? And it's the experience and the perspective that you bring to the table, whether it's your knack for understanding the needs of families, your extensive knowledge of historic homes, or your ability to help your clients visualize and convey a potential property into a home. So make your value visible both online and offline. So when clients understand your unique value, they're more likely to choose you over a competitor.
And how do you suggest they do that? Do you think they should take some type of survey for themselves? Like I keep hearing you say.
Yeah, we have some examples here. I think it's coming up. Yeah.
Okay.
There's like 6 examples, so
Okay.
it'll be great for different perspectives.
Okay.
Again, you all bring different strengths and service to the table. You have to identify yours to help you stand out. So some of you might be thinking, what are my, strengths? I'm sure you all have different ones, but for example, you could excel in luxury properties, or you're the go-to person for home buyers. So you can use that strength that you come up with, or multiple of them, and market that as your niche, and clients will start to flock to you. So to identify your value, you must be introspective, reflect on past feedback. If clients consistently commend you for your transparency, that would be a value point. Think of the transactions like we talked about previously from last year, that were seamless, or where clients were especially satisfied? What did you do differently in that situation if there was something? And compare yourself to your competition. Maybe you're leveraging tech tools that others aren't, or you've got insight from unique experiences or courses.
So you're saying take these questions and literally write about yourself, because you might not realize what your niche
Yeah.
is. Because of
Like, I
people-
think that's why it's important to also review like your testimonials, which we'll get more into testimonials towards the
Yeah.
end. But you'll see over and over again people complimenting you on specific things if
Right.
you are good at asking for testimonials. And that would be a big point of value that you can provide depending on the
I like the transactions went
Mhm.
well.
Yeah.
And or ones that did not go well, right? So
Yep.
it's all about learning the good and bads. But I like that question, because if I think about that, I immediately think about what I did right.
Exactly.
And yeah, the skills or knowledge that makes sense too.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. I'm just jumping in when I can.
No, I appreciate that. I like the conversation back and forth. So let's target market branding. Let's like dive in a little bit here. So we have this team of real estate agents. Um, it's an example of what a brand whose target market is country real estates and horse properties would look like. See how their logo and tagline match the target market, selling country lifestyle. They're not trying to be all things to all people, so they're just narrowing in on this particular group. And positioning themselves as specialists for clients interested in country real estates and horse properties. Does that
I'm
make
going to ask
sense?
a question here. Does anyone on this call think they have a niche like lakefront or anything? Like, I like this. I never thought about this, like, actually, because I'm always want to, as a loan officer, I'm always like, well, I can help with anything, right?
Right.
And I can, but as an agent, you definitely could have a niche. Does anybody have a niche on this call? Like, do you focus on investments? Do you focus on lakefront properties? Anyone that have regular customers for a certain product or home? Nobody?
And I think this is helpful for like loan officers too. I've seen real estate agents and loan officers position themselves in a way, and it doesn't always have to be focused on a certain like home type or loan or whatever. I've seen loan officers be really successful if they just kind of market themselves with, like, I worked with this one lady, she was really into fashion, so she was the stylish lender. People could relate to that content and
Interesting.
then also to the like loan content that she was providing. So it doesn't necessarily have to be
I would never
focused
thought of that.
on real
I would
estate.
never thought about that. All right. I do like that.
Here's another example of a real estate brokerage who are all veterans. So, um, the military has unique circumstances regarding real estate, yes, because they're constantly moving around, but perhaps they move more often when spouse is gone for long periods of time. More importantly, veterans have a bond with other veterans. So if you're a veteran and now you're a real estate agent, that is something that you should be marketing, and that should be like your whole story on your social media. Because knowing someone that understands that aspect of your life, it creates trust.
All right, I'm gonna jump in here. This is a huge point, guys. Number one, I do a lot of FHA buyers, but you could like advertise that you work with a lot of FHA buyers, because sometimes FHA gets a bad rap. So that's one. VA,
Yeah.
huge. Patrick, I know we've talked about VA before. Investments, if you guys specialize in investments, like, to me, I never really thought about this. Like, I think when you said about the fashion and you said this, I'm thinking,
Yeah.
I'm having all kinds of ideas now, because I think people connect with me on more of an emotional level, like, because I'm a single mom.
Yeah.
So,
That's
like,
something that's
we have a lot of single
would be
parents in my
so
office. Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah. So that's something you guys might want to think about, helping single parents, get their first home. That, I think I'm going to actually start using that myself, but like,
Yeah, we
could
could definitely talk about that more. But it can also be a hobby. So like I've seen loan officers and real estate agents who are really into working out. So they tie that into their social
Oh, I
media.
like that too.
Gardening, cooking, like social media is about entertainment as well,
Yeah.
in a sense. So yes, you want to have that professionalism to your content, but you also want to have fun with it. I would say it's probably powerful to do 70% outside, like fun stuff about
Right.
you, and the other 30% about real estate.
I do like the cooking and the working out. I actually, had a buyer that, he was also an agent and he was very big on showing everybody he was really into fitness, and he kind of used that to
Yep.
attract people, and that showed part of his personality that, people could relate to, and oh,
Yeah,
wow, he really
they
takes
can
care of
connect.
himself.
Yep,
Yeah.
100%.
The connecting emotionally, I think, is huge, especially with real estate
Yeah,
agents. I like
100%.
the single parent one a lot because
I really think that would be a really powerful thing for
Yeah.
you to
I
take
do like
on.
that one.
So
First
here's another
responders.
example, first responders. So we have police, fire, and EMT. All of those people, I think you're aware, are part of like a sisterhood, brotherhood, kind of like the military. So this agent, Chris, he's out of North Carolina. He kind of branded himself as the first responder only, or sorry, he's integrated his story into his personal real estate brand and created the first responder only program. His target market, obviously first responders. And him being an EMT for 13 years, he has a deep understanding of this market and his passion to help. So he's actively within the first responder community as he's still an EMT, and he's helping raise money for their causes. So when a local first responder has a real estate need, they immediately think Chris because he's put himself ahead of the competition,
Right.
using his brand and his like story to create connections on an emotional level with a target market.
Yeah, that's something, Patrick, you could think about too, being police officer.
Person actually is from where I live, so that's funny.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay. So let's kind of dive into your professional image. So we talked about target market. Now, the next critical step is in creating your brand, you want to make sure you also have a professional image. So, have you ever seen a really bad real estate agent photo? I mean, even a loan officer's, and people judge you and make assumptions based upon your professional image. So, you want to make sure that you are kind of stepping with the best foot forward. So we're gonna share some examples of personal branding where the Hall of Shame. These are examples of what not to do. Are you ready?
Oh, boy.
So Chris Clark takes out a huge billboard and look what it says. Don't get a divorce, just get a bigger
Oh
house.
my gosh, this is not real.
No, it is. That's why I'm gonna share what not to do. So
Oh
Chris
my
is
God, that's
proposing
horrible.
a couple not get divorced, obviously, and rather just get a bigger house from him. Both spouses can live in the house together. It's kind of smart because two transactions, but it's not exactly the best advice. So,
That's very
yeah,
negative. I
this is
would,
just a poor example. Kind of funny.
yeah.
That's what we added it in here. We have another one that's funny. So,
Wow.
ready? Here's one more. Um, Obviously, we love humor, and I think humor can be such a powerful tool with marketing, but you want to make sure it also instills confidence. And here, Dave is saying that only his mother was surveyed. He's #1 in the region, but that doesn't exactly instill trust.
That's a little weird.
Yep, exactly.
Whoa.
Another funny thing. I'm sure if you saw this guy, I don't know if you knew it was picture day, but from a sense of his photo, he's meticulously detail oriented, isn't he?
Oh,
All right, I'm gonna skip this one.
oh, no way.
Um, all right, so we've seen the bad and ugly side of branding. Now let's look at branding makeovers that have been successful.
Okay.
One tagline to kind of remember when you're thinking about creating a new brand is same as lame. So if your branding that you're thinking of doing kind of looks like everyone else, it's probably not the best thing to do. You want to stand out. So, how can you possibly rise above all the noise and get picked as the go-to agent if you're using similar branding to everyone else? So remember, same is lame. That's the new tagline. All right, so here we have Caroline. Take a look at the bottom left, and this is her original business card that she had. It says real estate professional. Doesn't really stand out too much. and the after, a legacy of service.
Hmm.
That's so much more like capturing, has all information, really clean, nice photo, just kind of making her stand out a little bit more.
I like the, I like that, this is important, I think. I like that her name is highlighted.
Mm-hmm.
I like that it's a nice image to look at. And because like a lot of cards and stuff, the first thing you see is the name of the company. And that's fine, but
Yeah,
like it doesn't pull them into you.
especially your
Like
personal
that are-
brand, you want you to stand out. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
You
100%
have a question, I don't know what you think, because I don't know what your experience, because we have people who are police officers and nurses and stuff in this office. Would it be weird for them to like be in uniform for a picture on their real estate card? If they're trying to do a niche, or maybe have a couple options, if they, like Patrick, he's a police officer, he could have one that's just a real estate, but he could have a different card if he knows he's speaking with a police officer. Is that bad marketing?
No, I think that it would be good to have both versions. I think that if he's handing it out to another police officer, having him in his uniform would be powerful.
Yeah.
But
Patrick, we
you
gotta talk
also
about
could
that.
just have a police officer themed card. Let me jump ahead a little bit. We have one example. Let's see, they're all just different examples. Oh, here, Bobby. So he is really into old-fashioned cars. So he kind of, that's his niche. Old-fashioned service and reliability. So you could kind of
I
have
like
the
that.
base car and kind of shift it more into like this mind frame. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like that. That definitely stands out.
Yeah.
I just want to ask the agents, for everyone who's on here, just unmute yourself. Have any of you done anything like this, or are you just doing basic stuff?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I am not a picture person. I've never had my picture on my business cards ever. When I left my team, I was originally on a team. When I left the team and became a solo agent, I had a logo made. So I have actually you can see it as my background. I have my logo on my cards instead of my picture. I was just wondering if you thought that that was like a disservice to not have my actual picture on my cards. I don't have it on my
Yes.
sign. I don't have it on anything.
I definitely think that it is so valuable to go out and get some professional photos taken. I know I'm not a picture person either. I think that it shows how it's just more authentic
It's
than just
personal.
seeing like a brand, you know,
Yeah, it's personal.
logo. I think that it's really important to have your image on there.
I'm gonna definitely respond to this one, because you guys know me, I'm on social media and I'm all about being in person with you guys. I'm in the office a lot, and you guys have given me business because you've seen my face. You've met me. When you have a picture, it invites them to who you are.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's more inviting for
It's
sure.
more inviting. Number two, you literally never know. Like I had an agent who she had like Wendy, similar. She had like this little color action going on, and the buyer liked that because the buyer had some action going on with the hair, and they connected with the hair, and they ended up closing a deal together. But you'd be surprised, a smile, like I'm telling you, if you don't have your picture on your business card, get it on, guys, because it immediately shows you something, who they are, how they present themselves. If it's
It's
real
more of a
casual,
personal
blurry
feel
picture.
when you have your picture on there.
Our business is personal. Our business is being in front of people. And if you can't do it personally, the first thing they see is a picture. Just like if you're on a dating app. Let's be honest. You're on a dating app. What's the first thing you look for? The picture. Is it a good picture? Are they have glasses and are they hiding something? Is it blurry? That tells you something about the person, that they are presenting themselves to the world, this case, a dating world. But if you go on any type of website and see a picture of an agent that is blurry and just not good quality, or like, not even smiling, doesn't look professional, what does that tell you? Most of us will probably say, not a good impression. A picture, what is that saying? A picture is 1,000 words? What's
Yep.
that?
Yep.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Get your card. I'm telling you, get your name, get your picture on your card. Mine, I used to have really tiny, I have it bigger now. It's gonna help. So Wendy, I love your logo. We're gonna talk about you getting your picture on your card. 'Cause these
Perfect.
are- I love these app before and after. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
so
really like
here's-
this one. It's too busy. This one is brighter. See your name.
Yeah.
in Here, it's just too busy going on there.
Yeah, so the first one lacks that like personable feel. So this is kind of like a great example of how having your image on there just kind of it makes it more personable.
Also, do you recommend the QR codes? Because I got mine on my card. Do you always recommend the QR
Yes,
code?
I like a QR code for
Yeah.
sure.
I will tell you that an agent looked at my card in Jersey yesterday. So I have my picture, but on the back, I have Loans Made Easy, a document checklist. And he's really into business cards. He's done all types. He said, this is what caught his attention, is this little checklist. He goes,
Yeah,
you made me look at something, and just something like this. So we got to get some
Yep.
ideas, because it says bank statements, pay stubs, ID, tax returns, bankruptcy, it gives you a little checklist.
yeah, I think that's super
Amazing.
powerful. And on the next slide, we're going to talk about slogans, which is also
Yes.
something that is very powerful. So just having something on there aside from just your image and your contact information, it's great. I would have the slogan on the front, but a little checklist on the back, that's a really good idea to make you stand out. So I think that in the last slides, you saw a couple of creative slogans. So an effective slogan can be extremely useful for your real estate brand. A slogan will be quick, memorable ways for your audience to learn something about your brand. If you only write down one thing, I would say that creating a slogan should be your top priority, and it needs to appeal to emotion. Even better if it resonates deeply with your target market. Kind of like that guy that had the old-fashioned service and reliability. So he had the old-fashioned car in his business. You could have a lease car, things like that. Your slogan should kind of resonate with that audience. So
How would you come up? Like, how do you, I know you were talking about all this stuff about, how to figure out your niche, but I don't know about you guys, and you guys can jump in here, but I have to have Movement Mortgage logo. I can't, but as an agent, are you guys allowed to put logos like Patrick, are you allowed to put anything with the police? Or I don't know about compliance with you guys, but are you guys allowed to do that stuff as realtors? Anybody can jump in. Does anybody have any type of logo on there?
This is Barry. I don't have a logo, but I keep the Keller Williams on there. But I've seen some agents that do have their own personal logo. So I'm assuming you can.
I have my own
And what
logo.
you-
It's
You
completely
do?
my own.
I can't see it. What's it say?
It's a cat. It's a cat with my initials, and there's a key. You can't really see there's like a key.
Oh, I like the
house key.
key.
I love
Mhm.
that. And obviously I'm assuming you like cats, so that's like a
I
target
do.
that's
See,
capturing
Wendy,
those
you're doing
people.
good. This is good. Now you
Yeah.
just gotta get your picture on your card.
I'll take one of my multiple cats with me.
I was
and
gonna
have
say,
them on.
don't put the cat on there. You can
Yeah.
put a cat, maybe holding a cat. I've seen people hold their dogs, but do not just put a cat picture.
The cats don't usually cooperate like that, though. I might have to Photoshop them in.
Yeah, when you get your headshots done, you should have them at home so you can have your cats tie it all together. Maria, we can also create you a logo that doesn't have movement in, so we'll discuss
Oh, I
that.
didn't know we could do that.
All right, can I jump in real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
This is Crystal from the Dana Parish team, and I do a lot of our marketing stuff. And just having done this for the last several years, I can tell you that here in Pennsylvania, it's more of a PMAR thing that requires us we can have our own logos, we can create our own stuff, but here we are required to show our Keller Williams logo, and it has to be the same size or bigger than our own brand's logo. And we have to always include all of our office information as well as our own personal information on it. So we can do those things. It's just we have a lot of parameters that we have to hit in order to have it accepted by PMAR.
Right. Yeah, I think it also varies by state, so depending on where you're licensed as well.
Right.
Crystal, I'm just curious, since you're doing this, what do you think so far? the logo, you know, the uniqueness and finding your niche, like, have you changed your marketing for your team and what has worked for you?
We have changed our marketing, and usually I try to do a little bit of a refresh on it every year, like every January. I try to keep it looking very similar, but maybe I might change just the design of it a little bit, just because it helps to keep everything fresh and let people know that we're still active and we're still engaged. As far as the niche goes, we do a lot of that as well. I specifically use the pride flag when I know that we're working with customers who are in the LGBTQ community, which they love. I also make sure to use that type of branding outside of Pride Month, and they respect the fact that we are being inclusive of everybody year round, not just when it's important. And, you know, when other people in social media might tell us we need to focus on it, we make sure to do it throughout the year, not just, you know, during a specific month.
I think that's great.
So there's
I
a
like
lot of
that a
different
lot.
things. I try to make it different every month. And when you were saying that it's kind of important to do a 70-30 block of fun stuff, it's amazing. We get so much more interaction on our fun posts
Yep.
than our professional posts. So that's more where the engagement comes, is from all the fun stuff that we post.
Yeah, people will see all the other stuff. The most views I get on my videos are my girls. Like,
Yeah.
I literally had an agent say to me yesterday, she goes, she never uses me. She never sends me business. Didn't even know she looked at my social media. And she's like, oh, how's Isabella and Olivia doing? And I just can't get over how good they are on camera. And I'm like, I didn't even know she watched my stuff. But the
Right.
girls, your kids, your dogs, anything that you can pull them in emotionally to get to know you as a person.
Exactly.
Huge.
Yeah.
Because they need to like you in order to give you business, period.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's why, even though this PowerPoint focuses a lot on specifically picking like first-time home buyers or whatever, empty nesters, I think that you can step outside of the box and do something that really resonates with like you as a person as well. Whether that's a single mom or, you know, you really like cooking. I think obviously people are going to relate to that, and that's really powerful, and it creates trust.
I just thought of a little thing. You could say something like, let me cook you up a great
Is your
transaction.
slogan?
Well, slogan, let me cook you up a great deal or great transaction or
Yes.
in my
Oh, that's
head.
fun. Yes. Your little logo with you like flipping an egg.
Yeah, that's cute.
All
People
right.
are getting different now. I like it. Like, people are getting different with their pictures. Everything's not so like it's
Yeah.
professional, but yet I've seen like more casual. I don't know. It's not just always a suit and tie thing, you know? I think
Mhm.
that makes it more personal.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it, like even just movement as a company, they're always doing all those fun
Oh,
little
yeah.
video posts. Like they're trying to stand out compared to other mortgage lenders and be more fun. So
Yeah, we're fun. We're a fun company.
yes. All right. A couple other things to kind of take note of when you're thinking of your slogan. You want to make sure it's catchy and it represents your brand. So it needs to be memorable. Think of any major brand. You can probably recall their slogan. That's the power of a well-crafted phrase. It sticks. For realtors, it could be something like turning your dreams into reality. You know, and then it could be a logo with like a little key, and you're turning it, things like that. It needs
Oh,
to
I like that.
represent
really like
value.
I like
Um,
Wendy's with the little key. It's cute.
Yeah. Represent value. Your slogan should encapsulate what you stand for. So if you pride yourself on speedy sales, something like fast deals, lasting impressions might resonate. And then it should drive engagement. A compelling slogan invites questions, conversations, and engagement. It takes a conversation starter and a memorable takeaway for potential clients.
Do you think AI could help us with it? Like, if we put in
Oh,
AI?
100%. I was going to suggest that next. So
Yeah.
ChatGPT.
AI really has a lot. I don't know if you all have used AI, but you throw in some stuff there, they give you, I mean,
Yeah.
I
And you
like
can-
it, but then I go,
If you see any of my Facebook posts, ChatGPT created it.
really? Yeah,
It's so
good stuff,
powerful.
right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
should, Patrick, you're a police officer, you should start putting in like, define your niche and a slogan, because I know you're getting your pictures redone. You might want to consider doing one in your police, uniform and one without? No?
I can't.
Oh, you're not allowed to?
No, no.
Okay, well, that makes
Um,
sense then. Yeah, but can you advertise that you specialize in,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
could do that. I just
okay.
can't be in uniform in the picture.
okay, that makes sense.
Something to also consider if you really, really, really are not a photo person is you can ask ChatGPT to make a graphic image of you. And as I think that that is powerful as long as it looks pretty similar to you and you are using it consistently. I know also you can go on Etsy and purchase someone to draw a graphic image of you for like $10. If you, I do think obviously a photograph is more powerful, but if you're really against that, getting something like a graphic image to use along with your logo, I think that could be powerful as well.
I don't know if I would do that.
Yeah, that's like just a
Yeah.
separate idea. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Douglas Elliman in real estate. So it was the #1 real estate brokerage in New York and 4th nationwide. And for years, their slogan was Ask Elliman. It was incredibly effective. Think about how you can integrate that into all aspects of real estate marketing and advertising. So just like the slogan in general.
Oh, I do like that.
And it had obviously a call to action.
I like
Um, they launched a new brand campaign. It's time for Elliman, that integrates media across all platforms, including newspapers, magazines, billboards, social, indoor, and outdoor advertising for the first time for the brokerage television. So, basically, shifting your advertising every year is okay as long as it continues to be consistent. And you can kind of see different examples here where they use their slogan as the main part of the ad and just different images.
I have to be honest, I don't like this at all.
Really?
I
I
have
got another example. Maybe you'll like it better.
I can't read it very well. I'm having trouble with,
It's hard
Yeah,
to
I think
see.
this was for print.
oh, okay, maybe it's better in print, but looking at it gives me a headache.
Yeah, just
I'm like-
different examples. We have this one too. This is at a longtime successful brokerage in Texas. So buy and sell with confidence, not concern. I love that one.
I really like that. But
Real
that was
estate can
very
be
easy to
complicated.
read.
We're here to help. Different kinds, and then find a
Ooh,
house.
I like
without
that.
the
Real estate
hassle.
can be complicated.
Yeah.
That's a good
And the-
one.
Yep. So you can have a couple. Just
Okay.
make sure they're all kind of related.
Ooh,
and
find a house, not a hassle. You guys, that's
Yeah.
a good one.
yeah, you should write that one down.
That I have the PowerPoint. What I'm
And
gonna
if you
do-
like any of these, find a house, not a hassle, type that into ChatGPT and say, give me 10 different options similar to this. And if you don't like the first 10, say 10 more. I do that all the time with stuff.
you guys, when I'm gonna take some of these slides and make a little email and
Yeah,
send
that would
this
be
out to you guys
perfect.
to give you guys some, so you don't forget. I really like that slide. That was really good.
Here's another one that you might like. So this one's kind of cute, Coffees and Keys. So her branding, she often meets clients for coffee during the early stages of the sale process, and then she ultimately hands the keys over to the new homeowner. So she kind of is Coffees and Keys. That's her.
Yeah, I like that one
Okay.
too.
Cute.
Again, the personalization.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's cool because you can really tie that in to all of like your branding posts and things like that as well. Another one, trusted in Tri-Cities. So Tri-Cities is how people describe this area of the city. So she tied in the city or town or local aspect of the area you serve people with her branding.
Well, something you guys think about with the Poconos.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely something for you guys to think about. Think about, anything that's very well known,
Yeah.
Bushkill Falls, like don't
Skiing.
fall into real estate. I'll help you with the climb. I don't know, that just came to my head. But like Bushkill, there's lots of resorts and very popular things in the Poconos.
Yeah, like something with the slopes, maybe.
Oh, we have skiing.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
These
I
are
used to go
a lot
snow
of
tubing in the
ChatGPT
Poconos.
things. Yeah, GPT things. These are good.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are jotting this stuff down.
Okay, so
Ooh.
if you're not branding yourself, someone else is going to do it for you. So you might as well kind of jump all in and come up with something that people are going to remember you by. So next, we're going to kind of dive into storytelling because that's kind of a secret weapon of branding. So let's start with the definition of real estate storytelling. Real estate storytelling is a marketing strategy that uses a combination of text, video, social media posts, websites, branding elements, and email to tell an overarching story about the properties, places, and people in real estate agents' geographic area. So, stories resonate. People remember stories far more than they remember facts or figures. I'm sure you can think of some transactions that you did. You might not remember who they were with if they happened years ago, but you remember something specific that happened that's more memorable. By sharing your journey, client testimonials, can't say that word today, or challenges faced, you humanize your brand and make it relatable. A compelling story stays with the audience, making your content memorable and more likely to be shared. Encourage past clients to share their home buying or selling stories. It not only amplifies their voice, but also provides authentic testimonials for your service.
I have a lot to say about this, but I'm going to see what the next slide says because I'm very big on
I
on
wish
things and making it.
Yeah, so I'll say this part and then you can jump in. Does that work?
Yeah.
So think about a buyer seller journey. Buyers start imagining what it would be like when they move. They want to get closer to the city center. Maybe they want to get into a specific school district or neighborhood, or they just got married and they're looking for a starter home. And inevitably, can't talk. And inevitably, how do you say that word? The search goes online before you know it, and they're creating a story about what life would look like before they move into the home they saw on Facebook. So a lot of people are going to look online before they get in contact with you. They need another character in the story. That would be you, someone who can help them from a point A to point B. They need a real estate professional. So let's look at a few types of stories we can tell to create a personal connection with people. Did you want to say something really?
Yeah, I do. Okay, guys, some of these, those of you know me, I go to all my closings and who have dollar deal with me. I am huge on going to my closings. First of all, it is a huge part of their life. They will never forget that you were there. One, supporting them. Two, celebrating with them. And I take pictures at every one of them. I have a sign. You guys can all find it on Facebook. If you guys have seen my social media, one sign says side says sold. The other one says say yes to the address. I started doing this to step up my game, and I didn't even put my logo or anything on it. It's all about them. And I've been posting it, and agents have been reaching out to me. They love it. And I also do videos. I've had people do the testimonies right there on my video. How to do transaction? What do you think of Movement Mortgage? Some rescue deals I did.
This is where so powerful. I think
I can't even tell you how powerful it is. People,
a lot of people are not doing that. So if all of you guys can start doing that, your business is going to grow so much. You're going to stand out above the rest because
you got to show them that you're there for them until the end. People couldn't believe, even when I go to closings, I've had people tell me they've never seen a loan officer go to a closing. I'm like, what? It's my favorite part.
Yeah.
It's my favorite part. I get to meet people and celebrate. Unless it's a 2-hour drive each way, I'm there. My first 3 years, for 3 years before COVID, I went to every closing, and then COVID hit. So now I go when I can. But let me tell you guys, you post those closings, you show, I brought champagne, wine. I've even brought treats sometimes. That is huge for you guys to show your market that you care about them and you're even coming to the closing. It's huge, guys. And make sure you video it. People like video more than they like pictures.
Yep. Just make sure you keep it, I would say, under a minute.
Yep. I keep them short and sweet.
Yep. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is 3 things that make up a good content strategy and how you get the best results. And we're going to share some ideas. So think about the content you engage with most. It often has at least one or sometimes all 3 of these elements. The content is either educational, you're learning something, it's entertaining, we all want to be entertained, or it's providing logic and emotion and it convinces people to take action. That could be to make a purchase, contact you, or fill out a form. Kind of get the idea. We're going to unpack each of these 3 elements.
It could all be all 3, in my opinion.
Yep, that's also true. So when people are considering buying or selling, how long on average is that journey before they actually decide to get active and contact an agent? Most people don't just wake up and say, honey, let's sell the house today. It's a process. They're likely going to go through a transition in life. Part of our job is to educate our market and help them make informed choices along their journey. So there's different types of educational content we can share. Let's dive into that more. Realtors and brokers are people too. People want to know who you are, what you're about, what you represent, so they can decide if they would like to work with you. Sharing personal stories about yourself can help develop and solidify your personal brand. So kind of tying everything in together, what we talked about earlier.
Yeah, it's huge, guys. I'm telling you, you got to get yourself out there, and you can't be shy. I do videos with you guys all the time. Anybody wants to do a video with me, even when you're nervous and stuff, I can guide you because I'm very comfortable in front of the camera. And I'm telling you, you got the videos are huge. People just
Right.
watch videos. They're just not looking at the post like they used to.
So, as Maria mentioned that she films videos with her clients, that was one of the top things that I was going to suggest. It's a well-known fact that people trust opinions of others, featuring past clients and sharing why they chose you as their agent. The results you delivered and the experience of working with you helps establish credibility for your brand and creates an emotional connection with other clients who are looking for an agent they can trust. So that video marketing that you're doing there is phenomenal.
And don't forget, guys, don't be afraid to brag about yourself. Like when I've done rescue loans, I've had the seller's agent, the sellers, the buyers, and the buyer's agent. I closed it in 10 days and I had everybody there. And we just quickly told the story of what happened. And the sellers actually showed up to thank me because the deal fell through and it was going on for 4 months and I closed it in 10 days. Those are the things you can, it's not like really bragging, but you got to show them what you can do. And don't be afraid to bring people in on that and tell
Right.
them about your transaction. Like, hey, this is what we did with this. So just, you got to show them that you're different.
I think also one thing that in relation to like the educational aspect of branding, I had a loan officer that was constantly holding online seminars for first-time home buyers, let's say.
Right.
They would sometimes have like 2 people show up, right? But they were constantly advertising these seminars that in
Consistent.
their area, they became the first-time homebuyer expert because the people were like, wow, they're constantly holding all of these webinars. They must know what they're doing. And they ended up blowing up their business without even really getting too many people
It's
to
just
come to the
consistency.
webinars. It's all about the way that you market yourself as that expert. So you can kind of use that.
And
as
then
an
you guys, you know how it is. You're told time and time again with your cold calling and stuff,
Mhm.
all the touches you have to do. If you're doing anything, you have to be consistent. You have
Right.
to be consistent.
So, in your cases, the home is the central feature of your marketing. Using listing stories to take prospective buyers on a tour of the property by showcasing the property's best features with a photo, video, and text. I'm sure you guys do that often. Listing stories serve as a dual purpose. They help you to promote an existing listing, and they can help you to get new listings because people can see how well you market homes. They're like, if they're looking to move, they're gonna reach out to you.
I have a question to the agents for this one. Because I follow a lot of you guys and stuff, and I don't see a lot of you doing videos with you in it. I see a lot of pictures. I'm just curious, is there a reason why agents are not, like, I know you're allowed to, right? I've seen some agents do it where they're physically in the house and showing people around like a personal tour. I find that more intriguing, more engaging. Is there any, like, are you guys you're allowed to do that, right? Is there anything that stops you guys from doing that? Or is it just camera shy?
I think most of the time it's camera shy.
No, all right.
I
Well,
think it's camera shy and also like a logistic thing. If you're not used to doing it, it's a matter of like, who am I asking to film this for me? How are we doing this? Like the setup of it, it's kind of a little bit
I
of
think
everything.
that if you got a little tripod, and let's say you're selling a house, has an amazing kitchen, right? just film a quick like 20-second video highlighting that specific area of that house.
Oh, I like that idea.
And it's gonna be so awkward the first time you do it. And you're probably gonna film it like 15 times. But after you do a couple of those, you'll film it once and you'll be like, I stumbled, whatever, that's fine. It's more authentic. Don't worry about it sounding so scripted. You want it to be more authentic and fluid when you're posting on social media.
And I'm gonna touch on that real quick. I'm all about that. I do one take. Anybody who does a video with me knows, unless something really bad happened and a car went by, one take. One
Right.
thing I learned at my marketing class at Movement is they said, people want the the authenticity. They want to see that you're not perfect and they don't like scripted. So like,
No.
even if you're
Yep.
doing a selfie on the kitchen, like look at that, like you guys follow me on social media. I'm on video, I'm in the car, whatever, but like I do one take, guys, and if I stumble my words, so what? They want to be able to relate. Again, it's all about the related.
Yeah. And honestly, people don't even really notice. You're gonna notice more. Another idea would be to create a like front to back listing story. So you don't even have to be in this one. You could just like walk through the house filming.
With like, music
And
to it.
then obviously share highlights. So like if it's the kitchen, do that. And then use high quality photos to show off the listing and include media showing the surrounding neighborhood and what it has to offer. So maybe some like fun facts about where the house is located, things like that. So I'm sure when it comes to real estate, everyone knows that the most important thing that people often want is location, location, location. By telling a community story, you invite clients into the life of the home surroundings. So
Ooh.
focusing on parks and locals, amenities matter, schools obviously really matter. You can get creative and interview some folks, start sharing dozens of stories. You could tell about the street the home is on, the history of the neighborhood, all great things about living in your community. So just becoming that expert in the community, if the Poconos, obviously, if that's where you guys are, I've been there only once, but there's so much to do there.
This
So
is huge, guys. We
Yeah.
have parks, we have waterfalls, we have resorts. Like this is
Yep.
huge. Like, if you didn't
beautiful,
learn anything
beautiful
today,
area,
you need to start
amazing
looking-
restaurants.
but community happenings, the
Yeah.
Easter egg hunt that you guys are doing this Saturday. Like all of you should be advertising that. Keller Williams
Oh yeah,
posting like anything. You guys do a lot in this office. That's why I love this office. They do a lot of things. Show them that you care about your community. Show them that you're present there, and then invite them. So if you haven't learned anything today, you need to be. You guys are so much here. And now that I'm back here, I lived here my whole life, and I'm in Jersey. But like now that I'm back here, I'm going around and just learning again of what is, Main Street's totally changed since I was little. And I'm going to start.
you can even,
doing
if you're learning too, like you could pair up with different agents in this office and, film a little video about something cool that's happening in the community or a new store that's opened. It doesn't like just sharing the community as a whole to really just kind of give people that impression that you are the expert on what goes on here.
I just did a picture with an agent the other day. We met at the Cafe Duet, and I did a selfie.
I've
And
been there. Yes.
Yeah, and I advertised it free of charge, but we did a video, but she didn't like the video because she just didn't want to do it. But we did the picture, and I've had many people reach out to me. They're like, "Oh, that looks really cute." I'm telling you,
Yeah.
people love that stuff.
100%. All right, so here's example of educational content. So rent versus buy, you can help buyers make more informed decisions, logic to support emotional decisions, and create a compelling reason to buy. So I'm
I
sure you
have
guys-
that, you guys. I have this rent versus buy free of charge. I have a system. If you guys ever have a buyer in an area, if you look at all this, I just plug in everything. I can co-brand it. This is a great tool.
Can
to
be in your company
see.
colors, which is really cool.
Yeah. So
Yep.
if you're interested in something like this, I'm going to actually post a sample of it on social media probably soon.
Yeah. And this is also a really powerful video to do renting versus buying and listing like a couple bullets of why it's better to buy. So
especially people who are paying over $2,000 in rent, like
that's
gotta
a
get this
mortgage,
done.
or over a mortgage in some places.
Yeah.
Here's another one, just like market data, showcase your expertise, engage with your target market, and increase your reach. and it builds trust because people see that you know what you're talking about.
I have that too.
She's got it. You want it, she's got it.
So much to give you guys.
Okay, so entertaining content. People would definitely rather be entertained than educated, but ideally you should educate and entertain at the same time. That said, much of the reason people engage on social media is for entertainment aspects. So funny memes, jokes, entertaining videos. So one example of an agent who lives in Minnesota, he decided to involve his whole family and have a little fun with the Winter Wonderland in Minnesota. I'm gonna play a video. Oh, no, I'm not. 1 second. I don't know why it's skipping the slide.
Oh, that's a shame. I've seen agents like.
Okay.
Oh, is that the video?
You guys didn't hear it.
Oh, this is cute.
Oh, sorry. There we go.
Okay. Oh, this is cute. I wonder how long this is. What the heck's the toilet paper got to do with anything?
Right? You guys live in the snowy area of Poconos.
I'm not sure.
Yes.
The kids are out of school tomorrow.
Yes. What to choose from? Kids, you want steak, hamburger, hot dogs, or lobster?
Oh, I see. Snow days 2 to 4. Oh,
This video went viral.
I'm not so sure about the toilet paper thing. I don't
Run
know.
out of food.
Ah,
And
This is. I don't. Cute.
yeah.
So it's basically talking about.
Yeah.
snow
So it's
days-
just like another way to
Snow
it's a
days
little
are
bit
fun
long.
at first. Well, you guys would really be able to do that in the Poconos, snow days.
Yeah. A little bit long. I definitely would suggest making it a little bit shorter, but
Yeah, that's a little long, but it was.
oh no,
really
sorry. It
cute.
always starts from the beginning when I reshare. All right, let's see. There's just a couple more slides.
Yeah, we got to finish up in about 5 minutes. I
Yep.
wanted to see if anybody has any questions or anything they want to share.
All right. All right. I'm just gonna kind of go off the slides now because I think that one thing that I really want to talk about is testimonials and how important those are.
Right.
I think that it's really important and people get a lot more response from requesting testimonials when you kind of educate your clients that you're going to be asking for one, whether you have an automated email that your company sends out or you're going to be texting them a link once the transaction closed, just kind of letting them know towards the end of the process, hey, by the way, you're going to be receiving a testimonial link from me. I would love if you could fill that out. Also, it takes about 1 to 3 reminders and until people actually fill it out. So kind of just like keep that in mind that you might have to ask a couple more times, but the more testimonials that you have, whether that's on Google or whatever other platforms, Zillow, things like that, you will start to come up higher in the search engine for your area. So definitely creates also more authenticity, and getting them also from your partners is important. So if you guys could all leave each other a review, like Marie could leave you one, vice versa, because it just kind of helps to build up the amount that you have. So it's just like a small details, big difference. Consistency,
Reviews
testimony.
are everything, guys. I mean, the first thing I do when I go on Amazon, I want all products that are 4 stars plus. I
Right.
taught my daughters this. Reviews are everything. Everyone's online these days. People have found me just putting in loan officer in New Jersey. I'm not the only loan officer in New Jersey, but because of my presence on social media and my reviews, they told me, they're like, well, you came up as like, 5-star reviews. So,
Right.
and the personal, like I've had people do videos with me. What did you like working about with me? And with the agent, like huge. If you guys are not doing that, you got to be doing it. I just actually did snippets for my website of my latest reviews from my loans. And I'm gonna be doing a post of just, you know, my last couple months of people, my buyer reviews, and make sure
Right,
people.
that's,
If
yeah,
you think they're not gonna
92%
fill
of
it out,
consumers
then do
read
it in,
reviews.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say 92% of consumers read reviews before they reach out to you,
Huge,
so you
huge.
definitely wanna make sure that you have a good amount on there.
And if they're not, if they're like, oh, I don't, you know, I'm moving, I'm going away for a couple weeks, then just get them on video. I've had agents and buyers just, I'm like, hey, how'd you like working with me?
Right, exactly. So yeah, timing is key. Ask post transaction when satisfaction is high because they just moved in, they're happy, you know, all the good things. Show appreciation. So always reach out afterwards thanking them. Even if the review has some constructive criticism in it, you always want to express gratitude because taking that with grace can lead to a you know, another deal with them down the line. So
Girl.
client for life. And then make it easy.
Okay.
Send direct links to your platforms that you're requesting them on.
And if you guys don't have CRMs with past customers that are getting constant emails from you, I have a lot of referral business because they're still in my CRM. It's been years and
Right.
years, and they still see me reaching out. Birthdays. I don't know how you guys work on your CRM, but mine does birthdays, it does holidays. So I am touching my past clientele. Movement has our CRM set up monthly.
Yes.
Literally, I had someone email the other day. They're like, I love seeing your emails come in. It's been years, but you know, thank you for wishing me a happy birthday.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that gets you business.
Powerful.
in the
Yeah.
front.
Yeah. I think the rest is just some other examples if you want to end it there because I know we're over
Yeah, we'll
time.
end it here. I just want to hear from anybody else. Any questions or concerns, any input that, you know, they learned something today? Anybody want to share anything that they've used that has helped them step up their business? Crickets.
Well,
Okay.
in the future, if you guys want to have a meeting with Maria and I would be happy to dive in on an individual basis if that would be helpful.
And we do that free of charge. So if that's something you really wanted, we could do that. Also too, and many of you already have it, but please reach out to me if you're interested in free marketing, list reports, which is giving you social media posts every day. I do all your flyers, property websites. It's all free. It's something I pay for. And it gives you social media content every single day, and you can just share it, click on the share button, and boom. So if you're interested in that, please let me know if you're not with me already, because a lot of people just don't know what to post. So if you don't know what to post, then click on share, and you know, people hire people for that, and I offer it free of charge. So so any last things, Danielle, because it's over an hour, so I don't want to make people tired.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably good for today.
Yeah.
Movement makes a long PowerPoint.
Yes, they do. A little too long. But
Yeah.
but I wanted to thank you for the coming, guys. Thank you for being here. Please, I'm going to send this recording out to everyone so you actually can pause it and look at the slides. I just thought of this. I'm like, I don't even need to make the snippets. You can literally look at the recording and look at the slides and ideas that they gave us. But I definitely want you guys to reach out to me. I am happy to do anything. Some people, you guys, I had to teach a girl even how to post a video on Facebook. I'm here for you, and happy to help you. Meet you in the office. I'm here 3 days a week, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. Always
You
happy.
guys can film videos together too, or
I've done
of each
many
other.
videos with people in my office. I've done them locally, if we're out in the local. So, you know, use me as a resource because I love being on camera. I'm not shy.
You get used to it. So even if you're not,
Yeah.
you get used to it.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for coming. Danielle, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope you all learned something, and you all have a wonderful spring break with your kids. Happy Easter, happy Passover, or whatever you're celebrating. And that's it. And
Take
have a good
care.
holiday
Thank
weekend.
you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.